Good morning and welcome to the broadcast. My name's Todd and you are watching Digging Life. Today is Tuesday, July 16th. I just stopped here by the Ace Hardware to get some fresh pairs of sunglasses. To start off with, I love the Steel Timber Sports sunglasses, safety glasses, but I spotted something on the shelf that caught my eye. Running chainsaw, you know, there's always dust. I wear contacts, and any little bit of dust, one single piece of grit in my eye, I've got to either clean it out or just throw the contact away for the day. But they had these really cool steel, technically they're goggles, but I looked at them and I was like, man, that's gonna suck. I put those on and man, they fit really good. They need a good cleaning right now. Look at that, you can't see a gap in there anywhere. I think they're gonna work really good. I'll even be able to wear those in the excavator while I'm between getting in and out of the excavator and getting out running chainsaw. These are going to actually be really comfortable. I've been on an adventure. I'm an hour north of Asheville. I don't know if I knew this was for a viewer before, but I drove all the way up here, couldn't spot the job, and had absolutely no cell service to be able to check the listing for this property. To drive like 15 minutes back up the road to where I could get service to call the person that I was meeting here. I was running early, and then to come to find out, they came up here yesterday thinking yesterday was when we were meeting. And when we texted, we agreed to meet on Monday the 16th, but the 16th is on Tuesday. So we were just kind of a miscommunication. It ain't no big deal. Ain't nothing to be aggravated about. But we finally found it. You know, I was looking for a crushed culvert. And man, it's definitely in worse shape than I expected. The real crazy thing is there's supposed to be a house foundation up this road, as well as like a camper trailer. This must have flown all the way from the coast out there where Mr. Let's Dig 18 is. Apparently, this road was originally cut in back in the 80s. I go over that culvert replacement at the beginning and how much I think it would cost to replace it after we walk this trail. Oddly enough, I don't know if obviously the guy that found me to look at this road, he is a viewer, but the listing agent, Pat Snyder, I'm sure Pat wouldn't mind me giving him a shout out. I've done quite a few projects for him. And it looks like the trail goes this way. I thought my viewer thought they said that there was culverts in here and gravel, but it doesn't really look like it. There's a chance that since the 80s, there's been several inches of just organic material built up on the road. This guy right here sprung up in the middle of this road since it was built, and that's about a 12-inch poplar. Yeah, all these have something hit me. All these have sprung up in this road. It looks like there's a little bit of clearing up in there. I bet that's the road. Now standing here at this angle, I can see where it potentially goes that way. Sometimes it's hard to find these old roads. Yep, there it is. I was just thrown off by the power line access. Okay, so we'll go this way. Only grown in way too much for the drone to have been able to fly this. Now it's starting to open up a little more. Customer was right. Look at this. There's an 80, there is about a 30, 40-year-old culvert pipe still running. Isn't that something? I bet anything, as soon as I bring equipment in here on that, it'll crush it. The bottoms will be rusted out. This is not poison ivy. You can see the jagged edges. Poison ivy's smooth and looks like gloves. here we've got constantly flowing water, and it gets heavy at times. You can see all this big rock and gravel. All the silt's been washed out. So we'll need to do some really good drainage work on this road if we do it. Here's another culvert running. Right here. Gotta watch our step. That's poison ivy. There he is. Looks like about a 12-inch pipe. 12-inch corrugated. You can almost see like vehicle tracks right here. Now right here, the road actually gets pretty good. Right through here, the road actually gets pretty good. It's got a little bit of a ditch. This is gonna have to be rebuilt. Up on an old switchback here. Goes up. Look how good this road bed is, considering there's no telling how long it's been since vehicles were up here. Well, this road's been graveled. Yep. So he was right about that. There's another culvert. Out of the forest appears the ruins. Cut in a driveway there. Looks like that was gonna be a garage, like basement garage. Wow. So cool. This is like right out of an episode of Life After People. They didn't even, they quit working on this site before they waterproofed and backfilled around the foundation. Look at that moss, isn't that beautiful? That block though almost looks brand new. Amazing. Check this relic out. Y'all been doing a little sipping. Knee high. No telling what's living in there. Look at that wood paneling. Living up here and tending to build for sure. I would wager that that power pole is 30 years old. I wonder if it's even on power. All zeros. Back down here, we're gonna look at that culvert a little bit closer, and I'm gonna reveal to you guys about how much I would charge. So we're almost back to the truck, and I already see right here a good thing is where they originally cut this road in. Here's the road bed down here. There's the cut. There's plenty of hillside, and with what looks like good clay to be able to pull dirt out and backfill a culvert. Let's take it from the top. That in there right now looks to be a 4-foot diameter corrugated metal pipe, CMP. I don't know what in the world crushed the very end of it. All I can figure is it started getting eroded. A big stick or a log came down, the water kept pulling it, and it crushed it. That's the only thing I can imagine happened. I don't think I would ever do 40 feet because then you're forced to do flat head walls. And when you've got a flat head wall, water comes down and just slams into it. Plus they tend to be a lot more expensive to build. You got to do either rock work or nice block, something. In this case, that deep in a hole, I would go ahead and do 60 feet of pipe, and 4 feet's probably okay, but a lot of mountain range and all that watershed comes down and has got to go through one pipe. That's a recipe for disaster. And a lot of times this does come down to a customer's budget. It depends on what they're willing to put into it. The last time that I did 60 feet of 4-foot diameter plastic pipe that'll last forever, that was $16,000. The only difference is this is only about 10 feet deep. That pipe was about 30 feet deep, so it was a lot deeper, but it was a lot closer to the quarry. And from the top, what I would do is lay in line 60 feet of the 4-foot diameter pipe. I would slope the inflow and the outflow sides, compacted in 12-inch lifts roughly. Now in the middle, I would use a 3/4 washed stone up to the hump, which is the widest part of that pipe, and then backfill the rest of the way with dirt. From the inflow side down in the stream, up and over and down the outflow side, I would put a non-woven road fabric. And then I would build an inflow wall with Class B riprap, same thing on the outflow side. Now a couple of factors too is that by a dump truck and hauling equipment from Black Mountain, I'm probably an hour and a half haul up to here. I'll tell you, on that particular culvert job, I would tell the customer for budgeting purposes, plan on for a nice, really good job and for it to not wash out anytime soon, about $25,000. Some people will say I'm crazy. Some people will say that's a great deal. It comes down to who the contractor is comparing me and what they're used to working with. Now the road part of that, I think the guy said it was about 800 feet from that culvert up to where we saw that foundation. Again, it really depends on how well they want it built, and when you start regrading it, how much base rock is already there. I would just plan on there not being much there. A lot of times when a road like that is built, it's built just to get access. I would plan on building it as if I was building it from scratch. Yeah, it's already roughly cut in. That's great. That's going to help them. I could see easily 500 tons of road bond or ABC, crusher run, whatever you want to call it, going down on that at minimum. And that's like roughly 60 tons per 100 feet. And that's going down thick, but you got to think every bit of that road is kind of winding and curving. So you're going to be average 12 feet to 14 feet wide to be able to get construction vehicles up in there. Just depending, again, what the customer wants. I built roads like that and they'll be 9 feet wide, just barely enough for a car. Ideal, 12 feet. 12 feet wide is great for an access road. Average price around here for ABC right now, let's say high side $25 a ton. You're already at $12,000 just for the road bond. That doesn't include dozer cost, excavator cost if they do want to go ahead and upgrade the culvert pipes, which I definitely would do. I think I would go ahead and just redo them. I'd put a culvert pipe in every 100 feet. Each one of them is going to be $250, $300 for if you do 15-inch pipes. I think conservative price would be for culvert and the road, everything, materials. It wouldn't surprise me if it didn't go for $130,000, something like that. Wouldn't surprise me a bit. We've made it to our job site of the day. I'm just going to ease up through here because it is very, very snaky. This hillside, we can't even see it right now. So I'm going to jump in here with the 309 and mulching head that y'all can't see. There's a big pile of brush here. Most of it is white pine. Once I clear all this out and clear some of these trees, we'll really be able to see what we've got to work with. Right here's the mulching head we're going to be using. It's a Fecon FMX 36. It's got razor sharp teeth, almost brand new. We're at the entrance to the project. Let's get everything set up here. Go into mulcher mode. Double check the flow, should be 80%. It is. And continuous flow. Ready. And there's a There is a fence right there on the right. I'm not going to get down super close to the ground. I'm just going to get started in here. I don't want to dull my teeth right off the bat. More or less, I'd like to just get kind of going up the hill, make a beeline straight up the hill there, get to the high side, and then be able to work my way back downhill is kind of what I would rather do. We'll see how that goes. It's kind of hard for you guys to see what I'm doing. I can't swing a whole lot left and right with the body because of this little outhouse thing. Let me just get this opened up to where we can actually see what in the world we're doing. Let's take us a quick little look about. I'm up here. I've made it up to the far fence here. All of this has to be cleared. It's a pretty good square, rectangular-ish lot. All this has got to go. Oh, it's snaky. There's a roll of wire in there. Another bit of wire. I'm going to have to watch that. Actually, I'll dig that out by hand here in a minute. There's always something in there, especially when the customer says, no, there ain't nothing in there. Then there's definitely something in there. So I've got to go up here, clean this log off. That's our corner post. And the fence runs straight down through there. Anything with green tape on it is being saved, which thank God, because that's a big old monster right there. That over there is going to go real quick. I'll probably have that done today. I would like to have the machine over here and working my way down the hill. I think I'm going to come over here first because all of this is softwoods and it won't dull my teeth. I'll mulch the softwoods first. About all of this over here is softwoods. Then we'll come over here and start doing these little harder woods. That way we don't dull our teeth, have to sharpen them, then move over here to the soft stuff. We'll do the soft stuff that won't hurt the teeth, then do the hard stuff. That's the plan. Things are going really, really well, I think. We've got a pretty good little ways to go. I'd say about 50 feet down to the bottom. This is kind of what's turning into. I came up the middle and around through here. It's not a super steep lot, but it's got some slope to it. You see I came through there. It's pretty open in comparison to that. It's turned out pretty good. I've made so many mulching videos, I'm not doing a whole lot of video of the actual process, but I'm kind of doing progress videos as we go. It's like our teeth are still in really, really good shape. That's because I'm not getting into the ground and hitting dirt. Those teeth will last on and on. This kind of shelves down and then it drops off suddenly. I think I'll be able to reach just about everything I need to from once I get the machine to this spot. Let's see what we can do. Get you guys lined up so you know which way you're looking. There's that upper corner that we came across and came straight down, and I've made it down here to the existing horse pasture right here at this corner. If I can keep from tearing my light off, right here is the existing fence at the lower side. I've cleaned up here and I've gone down far enough to where now I can clean between these fence posts really well. Hopefully they'll be able to reuse those fence posts when they put this fence back up. What happened was a lot of trees long ago had fallen on that fence and just tore it down. I thought the wire was gone. I thought they'd taken it up at first until I hooked it and peeled it up. So I'm just going to go ahead and take a bunch of these limbs off of these trees up through here. And that tree right there stays. I had to take some of the lower limbs off just to be able to work around it, but it'll still make a really good shade tree. Now it's just a matter of doing a little bit of fine-tuning, trim work, and that is time-consuming because I'm having to work like right around that fence post. But from the right angles, like that, you can do a pretty good job cleaning up with these mulching heads. I'm just going to go between each one like that. It is starting to rain, unfortunately. I think I can work off of this slope until I start raking all of the chips and stuff up. But as long as those wood chips are down, I can definitely, I think I can stay on it. Just let you guys see how I kind of plug my way up through here for a minute. I decided not to fool with those stumps. I mean, they're so small, and white pine really doesn't have much of a root structure. As I rake all this ground debris up to clean it, get it ready for grass, I'm going to hook those stumps. Right there's some of that wire. As I rake the ground, I'm going to hook those stumps and just tear them all out. I don't think they'll give me any issues. The biggest thing is just keeping this mulching head out of the dirt so I can keep a fast production going. This type of work here, I'll charge anywhere between $225 and $275 per hour. It comes down to so many factors. Whether I'm mulching mostly hardwoods, softwoods, how steep it is, and really how fine they want that mulch chopped up. For the most part, I don't like taking jobs where they just want it ground into the dirt, because you're constantly having to sharpen your teeth, or knives, some people call them knives. This time of year, it's hot. I would prefer to stay in the Mulching. I like being able to clean around those posts to the point where the customer really doesn't have to do anything. This forestry mulching head does a really good job of cleaning up. See if I can get that hooked. Sometimes I can hook the tip of a limb and pull it in. That was not wanting to at all. You wouldn't think it, but if you're careful enough, even a little bitty stump like that, you can put the heel of your mulcher on and you can twist and turn, and it'll usually help you stay out of the dirt. But right there you saw I got into it. We're not going to worry about it though. We're just going to keep on trucking. I do spin off of stumps like that a large amount of the time. Now when it's going to be one of these situations where I'm going to rake the ground up when it's all said and done, even fairly good sized limbs, I'm not focused on chewing them all the way up. I'm focused on chewing the little limbs and any leaves, leafy limbs or whatever, because that's what takes up space in the truck, not as much twigs and sticks. You get on a slope like this, you want to zigzag and kind of center stumps. You don't want to drive your tracks up and over them, otherwise they'll sit there and spin or slide you. We'll spin around here, see where we're at. Oh yeah, that's looking good. I'll just kind of dress the ground here for now, just slinging some leaves and chips onto the bare spots that are just bare dirt. That way, when it rains, that stuff will absorb the water and it will dry quicker. Back up here, and I'm going to go straight downhill, mulching up more and more stuff. Back to it. Hate that y'all can't see what I'm having to do here, but their house is pretty much right down below me. Yeah, that rain's really starting to come in now. It's alright, I'll get these trees down and the sun can hit this slope and it'll really dry up for me. So, before I leave today, I want to get it to where the sun can hit every bit of this. Ideally. I think we got a good start. It's cleaning up really nicely. I think we'll have the mulching done tomorrow, and who knows, maybe start pulling stumps. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.